All right, guys. Thanks again. Once again, my name is JD. Some of y'all know me. I know a few of you guys. Just want to do this kind of a pop-up session tonight, and an impromptu session because I'm looking at you see black box. Does everybody see a black box on my screen? On their screen? Okay, it's gone. All right. Well, again, guys, I'm not sure your background in investing or trading, but I primarily I invest, I trade options, but I invest long term as well. And my children um, invest. They've been doing it for many years, and that's I just really think my wife's involved. I really think that it's our key to, I guess, generational wealth, but it's the first step. And the thing about that is that a lot of our young ones don't really understand it yet. It's not taught in schools, and I don't expect it to be. So I want to just kind of break the ice with that, but also want to show a few things. Write these down. I'm going to put them in here. These are called tickers. These will be the symbols for the stocks that we're focused on today, um, and they're in the screen up here. The first one is going to be ATVI. That's Activision Blizzard. Next one is TTWO. That's Take-Two. Now, Activision, they created Call of Duty. Uh, we'll look that up, but many other games. Take-Two, what does Take-Two do? Now, I'll take you guys to a few websites as well, but let's see what Take-Two, what they're known for. And if you know it, guys, put it in the chat bar. Let me put it on this screen right here. We'll do it like this. Take-Two interactive games. um, Outer Worlds, Civilization, Grand Theft Auto, of course, and just many others. But the games that they build and create are lasting. And one of the reasons I'm looking at the video game industry is because it's there. There's something called a bull case. Uh, Selena, is it a blurry screen? Is everybody getting a blurry screen? I tell you what, I think here it is. Let's do this right here. See if that's better. Have we cleared up? Clear screen? Okay, good. Okay, now here are a couple of terms I want you guys to kind of look at, or the young ones, and the website that you can go to really study this or just learn. If you have ever have questions and ideas or thoughts, investopedia.com. That's and a lot of times when I'll ask my nephews or anyone like a younger guys or even individuals my age that I went to school with. I ask them about investing in the stock market other than the 401k or your pension plan, and the reply is, "Oh, I don't understand that. I don't understand what they're talking about. They're talking a different language to me." Well, guys, we have to get past that point uh, of saying you don't understand it or I don't understand it. If it's foreign to us, that means that there's something on the other side of that wall. If you're a young person that might be interested or maybe not being it, you're not interested in stocks, but your parents have mentioned it to you. We have to think past our next birthday, further than our next birthday week or next birthday month. Let's think about what could you visualize 5 or 10 years from now? I don't want to go 20 years because it's hard to think 5 days ahead sometimes. So it, if the iPhone is able to do certain things right now, voice to text, anything, Bluetooth technology. Have you seen the movie Ready Player One? Think about that. Think about those types of visualize what you think the world will look like 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, like from an imaginative standpoint. And then you try to figure out, okay, if they're going to be able to do that, what companies can are positioned to make that happen. Is Apple smart enough? Is Facebook? They have, Facebook isn't just a platform, a trading platform. Facebook is more than that. Facebook is a technology company. Uh, Microsoft. You just you come up with different ideas, and you don't have to run them across everyone, but you can research them on your own. So I just want to go over a couple of topics right here. The first one is dividend. You can look for stocks with dividends. And here is the definition of a dividend right here. Let's get let me just get the definition. Pure definition for you. Understanding definition of a dividend right here. Okay, guys, what is a dividend? A dividend is the distribution of some of a company's earnings to a class of its shareholders. It's determined by the company's board of directors. Common shareholders of dividend-paying companies are typically eligible as long as they own the stock by the ex-dividend date. Dividends may be paid out in cash or in the form of additional stock. Now, one thing about this, guys, it's a way to obtain residual income. Now, not all stocks have dividends, but some do. So if you want to check to see if a stock has a dividend, I go to a place like this. It's called FinViz, FINVIZ.com. And in the top bar, let's see if Activision has a dividend. That's how Activision Blizzard, ticker symbol ATVI. It'll pull up the chart. I'll scroll down and I'll look. On the left-hand column, probably a little bit halfway down, it says dividend, 0.41. So that's 41 cents per share per quarter. Well, that's annually, annually. So that doesn't seem like a lot, 41 cents per share. So if you pay, what was Activision trading? Close today at $86.84. For each share of stock, every year you're going to get 41 cents. But it's a step-by-step process, guys. So if you add your dividends, or if you gradually over the next 5-10 years put together off and on you're buying shares of stock on a regular basis, dividends add up. Certain companies like Apple have a higher dividend than someone like Activision, who's relatively a newer company. And so we scroll down again and look at Apple. Yearly dividend for Apple. My son, his big thing is dividend plays. $3.28 per share. Now, dividends can change, but individuals, they look for certain individuals invest in stocks that have a consistent dividend payout or yield. And that's their strategy. So at a young age, if you can develop a strategy, or at least the understanding that the stock market isn't a scary monster and it's not a gamble to an extent, everything that can bring it back a return provides risk, or some, it's not a gamble. It's somewhat of like where you assess risk. Like, okay, if I put this amount of money in, what will I get back? That's the unknown. But historically, you can look at the trend of a stock, and now you can see the angle of a stock going up. Now, stocks pull back. That's a natural order of things. That's just how it goes. And oftentimes, when you hop into a stock, let's say you spend $300 and you want to buy well, $455. You want to buy a share of Apple. There's a chance Apple could pull back that next day $35. But the idea is we have to look past that one day, look past that next birthday, like I mentioned to you. You want to forecast out. Do you think Apple will be around 1 year, 2 years, 5 years from now? That's how you look at it. And if you think they're going to be around, do you think they're going to be a market leader? Do you think that they will still provide innovation, be innovative? somebody in your household has something with Apple on it right now, whether it's Apple iPhone, iPad, are you just the Apple Watch, or you know someone. So that's how I look at certain things. So Apple falls into the video gaming uh, br- discussion as well. Now, we just talked about dividends. We talked about the shares of stock. So the key thing with dividend, you understand that. Now, it is, what do you do with that dividend? Do you take that little 41 cents and then cash it out and run to the store, and maybe, I don't know what you can get 41 cents at the store anymore, but there's something called a drip program. If I can move that. And drip stands for Dividend Reinvestment Program. Make sure the screen's still there. And put it in the chat bar, guys, if I'm moving too fast, or if you're good. I'm still on Investopedia. And DRIP is an acronym, guys. The word DRIP is an acronym for Dividend Reinvestment Plan, but DRIP also happens to describe the way the plan works. With DRIPs, the cash dividends that an investor receives from a company are reinvested to purchase more stock, making the investment in the company grow little by little. So instead of getting the payout of the 41 cents from Activision, or the $3.28 from Apple every year, well, you get the dividend comes every 3 months. It comes quarterly. So you can reinvest that back into your account, to where you buy more shares of that company with the money that you're making from that company. So that's one of the positives of a DRIP, or dividend reinvestment program. Something to kind of look at, guys. Please, if you're young, look at it. Think about it. The next thing I want to do is also the last topic: dollar cost averaging. So you're saying, okay, I have Robinhood, I have Webull, I want to invest in the stock market. What do I do? When do I invest? I don't know if the stock's going to go down, go up. Well, as you research your stock, as you look for the stock that you like, you say, okay, I play Call of Duty all the time. Let me get Activision. I have $250 for, I've saved up for my birthday, done chores, whatever. I have a job, have extra money. I was going to buy another game, but I decided not to. I want to buy stock. The time happens to be, like, okay, I want to know, when is it going to go up, going to go down? And then you decide to go ahead and buy. And one of the things you don't want to do, you don't want to take it. Okay, if you're looking at becoming, I don't know, you're interested in engineering, or you want to sell bread, or sell fine jewelry. You don't ask the baker about fine jewels, and you don't ask the jeweler about how to bake the best bread. You go to the source of knowledge, whether it's, now YouTube is a source, um, the internet is a source. And when you see individuals on Facebook and they'll post, buy this now, buy this stock now, a lot of times it's going to be penny stocks. And a penny stock is something that is $5 or cheaper. And they're attractive because of the price. You're thinking, I can get a lot of shares of this, and this thing may take off. This thing is only 43 cents. And it might skyrocket to $1. And if I get that, I get that money. Well, they're traps. I mean, there's the rare penny stock. It's a very low percentage, and there are strategies to play it, but I'd suggest that not being your first entry into the stock market. Um, I suggest something like this: if you have something saved up, if you can't afford the stock you want, you continue to save up, and when you do, you utilize this strategy, investment strategy, dollar cost averaging. It basically, DCA is an investment strategy in which an investor divides up the total amount to be invested across periodic purchases of a target asset, in an effort to reduce the impact of volatility on the overall purchase. So let's say, go to this screen here, and we'll go to the main screen, and we want to get into Activision. And let's say I wanted to get in on the date of, and this is a candlestick chart, guys. This is something a little bit more advanced, but we could talk about it one day in the future. Uh, on this day, Amazon closed at $56.29. And I'd say at the end of the day, I bought Amazon, 56 bucks. Got me a share. Next day, it's that high. It's up. The high was 60, 65. About a week later, it's all the way up to 62.59. I got in at 56. It's up to 62. So, that's the first of the month of March, 2020. Corona hits, whatever. Let's see. End of the month, around, let's say the later in the month, that second half of the month, I have a little bit more money. But I look up and I got in at 56, and the low of this of Activision is $52. Some people will panic if they see a stock going down, but remember, we have our long-term idea in mind, and we think our idea is that Activision will be more valuable 5 years from today, a year from today. So the ups and downs of that stock do not affect us. It actually gives us a discount entry. So now it's going up, it pulls back, and we buy it today. It's at the low of $52.52. Instead of panicking, it comes to that time of the month. So you're going to buy on the 1st and the 25th of the month. You put in another $55. And $55, you have some left over. You have a certain amount set for a set period in time that no matter what that price is, you purchase the stock. If it drops below that price, you end up either buying more shares or you have money left over. If it's more than if the price raises, you'll buy lower amount of shares, or you have to wait till the next month as you stack and you go ahead and buy again. But if you make it a consistent effort and as you do your research, you'll now every stock doesn't just go straight up. That is just like that is very it's a tough it just doesn't happen. You know, Stocks have their times where they go up and pull back, up and pull back, up and pull back. That's just the natural order of things, and you have to understand that. Now, you see a penny stock that I mentioned, people will hop into stocks and swear that they'll be the next second coming, but they don't have a rhyme or reason behind it. So Genius did the same thing, and back in 2016, it ran up really high off of, and people don't. They're seeing this right now. They see what Genius has done recently, but if you look back historically, Genius has a history of popping on news really, really high and getting a lot of people into it, and then the wind gets sucked out. But I'm not saying it won't ever come around and be what it is, but it's not an overnight. It's not an overnight push. So, guys, when you look for a longevity play in your time. Now, if you're a trader, that's a different thing. That's a little bit more advanced. But if you're looking for an investment strategy, we have to look further than a day, further than 2 hours, 2 weeks. You want to go a couple of years out and analyze it from that perspective. We'll go back on Activision. So, with that being said, we'll go back to we got the dollar cost averaging out of the way. We're good. The next thing you want to do is you want to analyze your stock. Um, I use my top place that I use right now is my top spot is Investors Business Daily. Now, there's a free version, there's a paid version. I use the paid version because I have a couple of investing groups and trading groups and mastermind groups that I like to get the information for them, and you go a little bit deeper. But you can either go here. Um, there's another spot that I like to use called marketwatch.com. And let's just say we have Activision in our minds. We put it up in the top right corner and type in ATVI, and the ticker will pop up. It'll populate, and you click it, and we're getting information. We'll get the trade, what it closed, the price for the day, the final price, the final print, and we can get a profile. We get Updated news. Zynga revenue soars 47% because mobile gamers can't play enough during a pandemic. Now, Zynga is a lower priced one that I wanted to talk about as well. But Activision, you get your news, you do your research, but if you really are convicted, that's what you want to have. You have to have your why. Why are you investing in this stock? And for how long are you planning to invest? If you can answer those two questions, if you can answer those questions, you'll be in good shape, and you don't have to let everyone know what you're investing in, because sometimes they'll talk you out. You'll see a lot of uh, comparing and contrast. Why are you getting into that? Why? Really? Who told you about this? And if you can do your own research, you can do your own investigation of that stock. That's the idea of moving forward. Another uh, website that I like to use is Seeking Alpha. I use the free version, and you can latest news. You can type in the keyword or the symbol and get what I'm looking for. I'm looking for news updates or anything regarding that company. I like to find out when the earnings are, so I can know when that dividend is coming. Uh, and annual earnings date, they had theirs August 4th. It was a few days ago, and they break down. Was it a beat? The earnings per share. You want to know about the market cap. Those are a little bit things that are a little bit deeper. Right now, we want to go with companies that you know, that you're comfortable with. That's pretty much all I want to do on the. It's not boring, but this is the nuts and bolts, the meat and potatoes of the companies. So if you're a gamer, if you're into Fortnite, Apex Legends, if you know some of the younger guys in any of these games, any game that NBA 2K that the guys are playing on in the esports seminar, or what do we have? They have the Super Smash tournaments. They'll have just a lot of what is it, Rocket League. These guys are getting paid six figures to be pro gamers now. So I don't get on my son or daughter about playing games, about, but I want them to research and understand the components of the games. So 5 years ago, I had a, not a challenge, but I said I will give them $120 each of them, you know, and my son and daughter. And let's see what, so 2015, the right there. It was around 2015. My wife and I, I was like, okay, we're gonna give them $120. Each of them bought about 30 shares of AMD when it was the price was like, it was under $4. And they held, well, my daughter still's holding hers. My son flipped out of his over here when it was in the 40s, and he flipped into Apple. But AMD, that $120 investment has grown to over, well over $2,000 off of just buying and holding. And the reason, and I wanted them to present the why. The why was that AMD had won the contract for the processors that were going to be put into the PlayStations, Xboxes, and I'm not sure all the other ones, but they won a big contract. It was a market moving uh, decision, and my son read about it in Game Informer, and I was like, "Man, you did your research." And my daughter was with it, and she was younger, so she jumped on board with it, and they bought it, and she's still holding. He has a couple, but mostly he's in Apple right now, which is gonna split August 31st. So guys, look at different companies. AMD, when you know about AMD on the gaming side, and NVDA, they're the chip makers. They make the processors for the computers, graphics cards and things like that. Even if you're going into crypto, if you mine crypto, NVIDIA and AMD were the key figures. AMD, NVIDIA is at 453. It's an expensive stock, uh, but the idea is you want to investigate companies that make chips. So one of the ways to do that, let's say we like AMD and I don't know exactly any other companies that do the same thing. We'll go to FinViz. We'll type in AMD. And as we get down there, you scroll down and you see the name AMD, but below it, it says technology. And right to the right of that, it says semiconductors. We click semiconductors. That's going to give us that semiconductor industry, which is basically a subsector. And then I do, I filter it down. I want to know if that stock is optionable or shortable. I'm giving y'all a good blueprint. Um, I want my prices. I'm trying to filter this. I'm trying to shorten this list. It's 3 pages long. I want to get down to some stocks that I'm comfortable with. So I want to go, let's go under, here we go. Let's go between 50. Let's go 20 to 50. Let's see if there's something in that range right there. Okay, it moved it down to 1 page, 20 to 50. And I'll click on volume because you want to have a certain level of volume. We want to have our volume above, I want it to be above 500,000. So we'll stop right at number 8. So we'll look at Micron Technology. You could add that to your list. The chart doesn't look great. Intel's chart looks really bad for me, but then we could add that to the list. Marvell, it can make the list. Ah, what's the price? That's 100. Let's see what the price is on that one. $21. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to write these down. Marvell on semiconductor. Oh, we have another one, guys. Okay. Okay. Let me put it in the box right here. Let's minimize that. And bear with me, guys. I'm teaching you how to create a watch list really quick. I'll go to my screen, and when you create a watch list, you can put it on your. Uh, you don't have to put it on the computer. You can write it down on your paper. But we'll go video game. Uh, chips. And I'll put it 2020. I'll keep AMD in there just to know that that was just the primer. And this is how you build your ideas in Marvell. This is in Marvell, and let's save that, and then we'll add to it. So we got on. I like STM. I actually like LSCC as well. So STM and LSCC will make the list. Let's add to the list. STM, LSCC, and let's do one more. And this, guys, this is how you investigate and you dig a little bit deeper. I don't know about that. And laser. What is the market cap? 952 million. I want it in the billions. So let's see we'll do market cap again. That's the lowest. That's the highest market cap for us. Okay, what is that? 41. We're good. We're good right now with what we have. All right. And let's see who's all here. It was a good group. Now, guys, what we're going to do now, we made the list out. I look at my charts. I look at the weekly chart. And this isn't a class for breaking down the charts, but you can tell that this is headed upward. It's bullish. When I say bullish, that means bullish means positive, basically headed up, increasing in value, increasing in price. Bearish means it's bearing down. It's going the opposite direction. All right. You can have bearish patterns or bearish pullbacks within an overall bullish trend. So this is a trend and it's upward. Let's see what LSCC looks like. I like LSCC. I like this. This is a weekly chart. Bullish pattern. This thing makes my list, guys. Okay, now it's Lattice Semiconductor. And let's go one more thing. We'll teach you a little bit more. I'm going to pull up LSCC on on my Investors Business Daily page and see if, and this is how you want to do a little bit more digging. Ranking, composite rankings 95 is ranked 6th on the list. And all green, accumulation distribution is low, not low, but it's not where I want it, but still, we're just still kind of investigating. And it has an investment bank, Goldman Sachs is behind it. Market cap 4 billion. And let's see what it says. Designs programmable logic devices, gate arrays for OEMs in telecom, computing, consumer, and industrial. I'm cool with this. Now, let's go to the leaderboard and we'll pull it up. So AMD is number 1 on there. AMD is the top chip maker. IPHI, Monolith Power, NVIDIA is on there, and SEBA. Okay, we're good with that. We're good with that. So LSCI makes it. Let's see what Marvell looks like. Marvell is it's past some resistance. See what the daily chart looks like. And guys, I want you, yeah, Marvell is in a position where it's ready to possibly break out a little bit, and it's kind of in a trading range, but I like how Marvell looks. And we'll hit the question mark on ON Semiconductor. It's at $21, and I like the way it's setting up. Now, before you hop into something like ON, the ticker symbol is ON, you want to wait because their earnings are on the 10th of this month. So anything can happen during earnings. So they could beat, they could have a positive earnings report, and the price could go down. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no manipulation. There's no well, you never know. But you can't blame the market for what the market does. The market is always correct. So what we do is we react and adjust. I like the trend, what's going on with ON. Remember, we just talked about bullish and bearish. We have a bull trend, and I'm drawing a trend line. This is basically all it is. Basically, is riding this line. If it breaks that line, we'll readjust. But there's support below this, and I'm going to type in here and see if there's any news on ON. And when you see something like this one right here, it says Morgan Stanley maintains underweight on ON, raises price target to $16. It's already above 16, but that it's covered by the company. So, but then on the 27th of July, Needham analysts, they put a strong buy on ON. But you don't have to just rely on these. If you see something you've read and you have a comfortable feel with the company, with conviction, you run with it. Now, I'm not saying sink all your money in there. Is you earmark a certain amount of funds for your investing. Now, I just kind of went on that a little bit of a tangent, but the top 3 for me, and I'm gonna wrap this up for you guys. Um, Activision. Let's go back to this other chart layout. Activision, Take-Two, EA. Number 1 for me. All 3 of those guys. Um, Of course, I love Apple. I love NVIDIA. I love AMD. They all tie into the video gaming industry. My video game basket is, I have another one, video game industry. Amazon's in it. Applied Optoelectronics, AAOI. I hadn't researched this one in a while, but it made my list a while back. It's something to possibly kind of keep an eye on. Activision had news. Earnings was on the 4th. And that'll be it right now. And Zynga, guys, Zynga is it pulled back and it's kind of it's testing. I draw up my charts, guys, but Zynga broke out, came back, and broke out again, and it's testing a certain area. So Zynga's kind of in a trading range, and it wants to push up, but it had earnings today, I believe, and let's see, yesterday, and kind of pulled back, but let's just see how it goes. And I'll unmute the chat bar if you guys have any questions or comments. And see, unmute all. And if you want me to look at any stocks or just kind of let me know. And if not, guys, I'll put this recording in the Stock Scouts group, and then we'll move on. Let's see. Somebody put it in the chat bar. What do we have? KGC. All right. Let's see what's up from Selena. Ken Roscoe. Yeah. Okay. This definitely. I'm sure KGC was in our August report. This is KGC on the weekly is very strong. It's a little overextended right now from the point of like there's going to be some type of a pullback where an exhaustion pullback. September options. Okay, let's see what. Thank you, Selena. All right, 976. I'd wait because we have a reversal pattern right now, and that reversal pattern, because we're overbought on the daily, KGC needs to pull back a little bit. And let me put my moving averages on here. We can let it pull back to 927, even down to right at $9. Let it find a little bit of stabilization because it's been on a nice run. So people are going to take profit. Then it'll stabilize. So prior to doing that, I would let it pull back a little bit. If it happens to take off when we miss it, we miss it. But there's going to be a time for this thing. If we look down at the bottom, the RSI, my relative strength index, it's going to come out of the moon, out of the stratosphere, and come back into the area, the relative area where you can find a good entry. I don't think the entry is now. Let's look at the options. KGC, September 18th. That $9 option is a nice one. I think you're going to be able to get it cheaper, um, even with 43 days. So I think that you're going to get that pullback. You might be able to get it below $1. Um, so the $9 call is a good one, very good one. I wouldn't go with the $10 call just yet. A lot of people are in it, 17,000 plus open interest, but I wouldn't make that move yet. Um, I'd hold off and see what kind of pullback you can get, and then find that entry. We could even time it. Let it find support. It'll test. It'll test this support level. It'll test 950. It's probably going to come back down into here in this range, 862, 888. Right between 862 and $9. See if you can find your entry. So let it pull back, Selena. And then you can go with that September 18th, that $9 call, which is going to be, it's going to be a nice one. So, okay. Anyone else? Let's see what we have here. Oh, no problem. You guys can take control. If you have questions, ideas, just let me know. But I'm a big fan of Activision, Take-Two, EA Sports, AMD, NVDA, Microsoft, Apple. Those are my key ones. Let's see. I'm currently in a Microsoft trade right now, options trade. I'm down $20 in it, no big deal. I got the August 21st $85 call. I paid $3.50, which comes out to, which in dollars is $350 investment. Now, I'm only willing to risk a certain amount. You don't have to risk the entire 350. Now, when you buy options, you don't own the shares. So that's not what this is about. I want you guys, the young ones, to buy. You accumulate shares of the stocks that you know. That's the goal. You want to accumulate those assets so you'll be able to uh, either sell down the road or continue to accumulate and have basically you have intrinsic value or it's value on paper. So that's your net worth. Let's see someone else. BTG. Yeah, I was looking at BTG during the research and all the gold stocks right now. People are taking a little bit of profit, like a little pause. There's a shelf right six, right below 7. There's going to be some support, and I think that pullback's coming because it needs to pull back. When I say needs, it's set up to pull back. Um, let it come down to 7. Let it come in that range right there, a little bit below 7, and then I like 30 days or more out. I like that. You get 30 more or plus days. It's kind of pricey. 750. This one is the best one for them. That $7.50 option. I mean, call September 18th, 750, and it might pull back, but a little bit more. You'd have 43 days, but I wouldn't get it right now because that thing. And the thing about gold is it's running right now, and it could pop, and it'll take this company with it. So, and you might miss it, but just off of my assessment, I can't. You know, let's see what gold is doing right now. Gold is at 2080 and it's up $11 after hours. So let's see what the gold looks like. Come on, chart. Sorry, guys, it's populating kind of slowly. Let's see what the as it gets loaded, guys. Give me 1 second. October or January. Take your swim. We're gonna wait for it's kind of closing up on me. Okay, I see you, Mark. Okay, Nat. Thank you. Tell Josh and the family hello, man. I'm glad you popped in here. Um, guys, my screen is there we go. There we go. Now let's go with the 5-minute chart on well, let's go hourly. It's on a nice run. Gold is just on a strong bullish run, and it ebbs and flows. Ebbs. This is the gold futures, basically the physical gold, and all the other gold stocks kind of they follow suit. So, Selena, you mentioned October call. Let it pull back a little bit. Hey, Colin, what's going? I know you traded some gold options, man. I know you got into that futures. I'm, Gold is on that run, man, and I thought about making a move on gold. I mean, we put the report out. I've been going more with the ETFs. You know, GLD, GOL. You can go GOLD. Those are some of your top ones. 1 year daily, and everything is kind of taking a little bit of a pause when you see those back-to-back red candles, but it found support. So we look for an entry above this. You look for once it breaks above 3011 and really 3020, you have space to run up to 3069. And really, the higher probability entry is going to be above 3069, and you can make a push for that. Once price goes above 3069 on what was that? That was GOLD. On GOLD, guys. I know this was a video game uh, call, but 3069 and oh yeah, $1.70. Oh my goodness. Hmm. I might put a hold order in here. limit order. This how I would set my order up, guys. And I wouldn't want to pay 175. Just see about 165. I would do one contract, and it might not. I don't have the money set up right now, but it's after hours. So anyway, that's one of the little tricks that we're looking at the charts, guys. And let's see, reading that report. Well, yeah, man. Well, it's a good report, Colin. It's a good report, guys. Look, I'm gonna wrap it up. This is gonna be a recording for everyone. Thank y'all for coming. I don't want to hold everyone too long tonight. It's almost an hour. But again, here's my email address at yourmobiletrader.com. I can add you to my mailing list or whatever. I might send out a trade alert here and there, or send out just some ideas uh, that that's coming up. But also, what we do a monthly stock report on a certain sector or things like that. And this month was mining and metals, basically gold, silver, things like that. And we released it actually last night about 10:30. So 26 pages, and there's a lot of research. We loved it. It took a while. Maurice Jackson and I, Trader Mo and I put that one together. So, guys, thank y'all for stopping through. Um, we might have another options course this month in August. So if you guys are interested in options, email me, and I'll let you know if we have one. So enjoy it. And if the young guys aren't here, parents, the video game sector, think about this real quick. Uh, it's only monetizing at a fraction of the rate of cable TV right now. And cable TV, you know, big money. But how many of our children really just sit and watch TV? My children, my daughter reads all the time, which is I love it. But when she does watch something, she and her brother are watching like an anime. They'll watch something on YouTube. My son watches a stream. He watches streamers on Twitch, and they don't just get on cable anymore. So in the next 15 to 20 years, the bull case for video games and the video game makers in that sector is where the monetization is going to come in. They're going to Fortnite's free. Apex Legends is free, but you pay once you get on the platform. And they're going to find a way to capitalize on that. And our children's generation, they're going to be more open-minded to the video game sector than our parents were. I'm a gamer, but I don't game like the kids do, so it's going to be a total paradigm shift in video game sector, the chip sector, AI, virtual reality, augmented reality. All those little areas are going to be in cloud security definitely needed. Those are all sectors that are going to be big for us. So let's just think about it. And that's a wrap, guys. Thank y'all for coming in. Really appreciate it. So hope hope you guys got something out of this. Thank y'all. And I'm gonna stop the recording and then